a LPM. I think a couple of you already in the group, but if you are not, you can request to join. It's called Large People Model. So there's a good news, bad news. Good news, you still have time, but bad news, we are already 990 something, and the WhatsApp has limit 1024. So which means if you request, I won't be able, so you will be waitlisted. So if you want to just join now, so this is the called Large People Model. So this is this one. Okay, so yeah, once you join it, please request. I will add you, and then we will start where we left. Perfect. I will give another 30 seconds. Everybody good? Okay, no issue? Thank you. Okay, so please join the group. This is for afternoon. We will post the challenges for the PDFs. So, but I will continue where I left. I will give it refreshing where what we discussed early in the morning. The hackathon part, I will briefly touch, and we'll go to the technical part. So, few concepts. So, depending on how it goes, we might go deeper or not. So, we will see as time goes. So, technically, we should be done by 2 p.m. Okay, so everybody got it, correct? Are there anyone still getting the QR code? Okay, thank you.
Oh, just a clarification, you're going to be done, but the hackathon is going to go on to
yeah, my talk will, and then we'll go more practical side. We will post the challenge, we will briefly introduce the challenge, and then we will have, I think at 2 p.m. we will have 5. She will join us. She's working called Beluga, I believe. This is a no-code platform, so basically, okay. So let me see where we left. Okay, this is, I believe, this is where we left. Basically, I will do briefly who joined us recently, who missed the beginning. Anyone missed? Okay, so I will briefly just go over. So first, we're going to talk about hackathon. Sorry, it's going to be distributed if you are also in the morning session. So it's all about hackathons. My name is Sako, work at Lab as a platform engineer. And first of all, I already mentioned. Second, I'm shout out to all the organizers and sponsors fueling or backing up all these hackathons in Bay Area. This is really hard work, and thanks on behalf of the community. So I started going actively, consistently to hackathons last 7 months, and I think not the last one, but before 4 hackathons, I just keep winning. So there is something, and I was winning technically with all these new people, with really not really idea, not without preparation. So I'm going to share some of these tricks and tactics I learned over the way. So this is me. This is my hackathon definition. A lot of people misunderstand. They feel like, oh, you need a team, oh, you need idea to go to hackathon, oh, you need to be technical. This is all bullshit. You don't need any of this stuff. You should just go to hackathon. You should just wake up. If it's Saturday, usually weekend, just wake up, get your coffee, and be the. Hopefully, you're likely to get into hackathon because it's actually a lot of people applying. It's technically hard to get in, so you have to know some people. So go, if you get lucky to the hackathon get in, just go talk to organizer, make sure they know you, and actually do something. Don't just go grab food and go home. So because you will increase your chance not to get in next time. Okay? So this is lesson learned. Sometimes even you do stuff right, it's just you cannot get in because whoever first applied and then they're at capacity, they don't accept. So, but you can still be really good to get some kind of exceptional hacker to get into. So, this is the hackathon definition. If you don't agree, come and talk to me after. So, we touched also about intelligence. This is from Einstein. So, intelligence is not about what you know, but about responding to things you don't know. It's more like open-ended questions, and we can see a lot of interviews also going in this direction. they're not going to ask you how many public clouds out there. They will ask you, imagine you are in Google Cloud, you are thinking to switch to AWS, but then you realize cost is too much, what are you going to do? Probably the interviewer didn't have the experience, probably you didn't have, but they want to see your thought process. So hackathon helps you exercise this kind of mindset, like being creative and actually talking about stuff you hadn't actually know or you had experiences, okay? That sounds good? Everybody's following me? Anybody's missing? Okay. So intelligence, this is my definition. So in the hackathon, you are doing a lot of small decisions you are making. Hey, let's work on this next JS app. Oh, hey, let's just create something from scratch. So you are making all these incremental decisions, which contributes to finally your success of the hackathon. And that's kind of what you know, what you believe, and you respond to what's unknown, kind of for you, and then be mostly right. Because if you can be mostly right, what will happen? Your team will have more stronger confidence in you, and over time, you will be able to lead the team in the success to win the hackathon. So let's say in one of the examples, I was teaming up these two people whose first time was the hackathon. So we end up picking the second place, where Adam and Gallo, who is on OpenAI board, who was the judge. And so basically, they had a few ideas. What was happening? Like, I didn't say, hey, like, you should do this and that. So they wanted to, let's say, switch laptops. But I had my experience that if you have two demos, you still should use one laptop in that presentation because to not lose the audience. So I mentioned, I felt like, okay, we are not on the same page in the team, but what ended up eventually, we do it in one laptop, and then the team realizes, oh my, you are saying because of that. Like some of the stuff, you shouldn't push too strong, like you want to be still good team play, but you should be able to slowly lead the team in the right direction, okay? So this is kind of state of the art with communication skills. So this is why you should attend hackathons. I think I quickly will repeat. Key one is collaboration and speed of learning. And speed of learning new things, kind of maximum challenge you should go for. And yeah, this is more like ownership, taking the risk and delivering synchronously so that your teammates are not really dependent on you. So it's kind of once you have the final strategy. Chris, hey, sorry, what's in it? Sorry about what? Just curious, like you are laughing. Is there anything?
I said a message.
Something. Okay, awesome. I mean, feel free to interrupt me if you have anything. Are you good? You are following? You're on the same page. I want to just make sure this is something useful, guys. Actually, it's not from the textbook, it's actually from experience. I wish somebody would tell me early in my academic experience. I will maximize my actually progress. So I just want to make sure you also benefit as much. Okay. So why you should sponsor? Most of the time, even these AI products you see a lot of some coming, they're having hard time to find a customer. Even let's say if they reach over LinkedIn and they're trying to sell you, probably they will need to be really lucky to get 15 minutes of my attention because they are a lot. Yeah, like I can't really go talk to every. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you talking about big companies, big tech, or who?
So this is mostly startups, AI startups, maybe big tech products. It's just, let's say there are so many products out there that still come. It's an enormous amount of the AI companies building, startups, open source, all of that. So technically there is sometimes they're having a hard time to let people use it actually and give them feedback. So hackathons are a perfect way where they can reach that kind of talent pool of the people who will actually spend a day on your product. There was so many times I found a security bugs, critical ones, and give product suggestions for the products, and I've met of the CEO for the coding, just give more feedback. So this is actually really good opportunity to build a long-term relation, especially if you are in the dev tooling space, because there are a lot of engineers coming to hackathons. So you can hire the best talent. And I mean, this is one of the easy thing to do. And then you can technically do it also for communities. Some companies, they think, okay, there is nothing actually for me, but I want to sponsor, help these organizers, help, because technically what will happen, you are indirectly impacting the social, because more collectively intelligent social becomes, more good to be around these people, yeah, like more intelligent, smart people. So more like, you have one thing actually I keep meeting when I meet people visiting the area. Number one thing they wish, oh my God, I met so many great people, all of them so much helpful, oh my God, like so much open. So I think one of the key things, like these kind of events, help build that culture, which drives that kind of impact. So even if it's hard to see that one-to-one relation. So there are a lot of organizers, Stephen, AJ has done an amazing job for today. So a lot of communities getting created. I think Beta is probably, if you sum up all the world and how many tech communities out there in Beta, probably still be more communities created than rest of the world. And number of events, hackathons is just crazy. It's like, it's really hard to keep it down. There is AI piece on that. It might slow down over time, like as the hype goes down, but I feel still will be strong in coming years. So especially after COVID, what happened, people don't want to really be at home. People don't want to go to office. So it's like, hackathon is a place where middle ground, you still feel at home, you still meet amazing people, and you are socializing and working on something useful. So this is part for organizers. Hackathon is not. So this is more also from the school. It's not about what your professor wants from you. It's not about judges want from you. It's just what do you want from the hackathon. I feel a lot of people, what happens, they go after like they too much focus on the judges, and it's becoming boring experience after time. Like you are so much focused on that, and maybe you keep winning, but then you don't really progress much. Being hackathons doesn't mean like you are really progressing in your career or as an engineer. So this is all about what do you want, and knowing it for every hackathon, just when you go, hey, I want in this hackathon, I want to improve my presentation skills, so storytelling. I will go and I will come up with the people, so okay, today my job is to spend majority of time working on presentation. Or I'm good at Python, I'm good at backend, today going to hackathon to learn more about frontend, okay? This is you define, you know that what you want from this hackathon, okay? This is a key thing. It's also not about the class, it's like similar in academic environment, yeah? We built a job hacks project as a class semester project where everybody was doing small projects, but we end up putting, it's also actually open source, this product and sell to school in 2 years. I will just quickly show you this. So this is what we built actually as a class project while we were in the university. So it's like after month, pulling all the jobs you applied and showing in dashboard, and there's also job tracking part, there is also applicant tracking part. Basically, this is not the professor wanted from us, but this is the weekend with a strategy. Okay, we build a team, and every class we build a part of the project, and in the end, we get intention letter from school, and school funded this project. So this is applies in everywhere. It's just that's what we wanted. Okay. So let me go back. Okay, this time. Okay. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure. Okay. So this is what I was mentioning: understand expectation and meetings. You can't obviously go to hackathon and do whatever you want because the sponsors has some expectation. They're paying for the food, organizers going through all this stuff. So you still have to comply with hackathon general thing, yeah? But then there is also room that you can focus on doing. So you are the one who should define it, I think, just as we mentioned. Okay, so winning is great, but not reinventing experience every time. and increasing the self-expected bar, it will make it boring. And a lot of great, amazing engineers I met, they mentioned, okay, I keep going to hackathon, but then I keep winning. I figured out, okay, then the UI, then this and that. I just get bored, and then I just gave up. So yes, if you go with this without really any expectation, without really expecting much from yourself, it will end up being a boring experience. It won't worth your time, okay? So what you need to do, you need to reinvent the experience. You need always to challenge yourself, and this can be in engineering side or people side, but either way, you have to really drive it, okay? It's not just gonna happen because of hackathon, because technically if you keep going, there will be a lot of people who are first time comers to hackathon, and it will be easier for you to obviously to compete with them, okay? So, but it's not about you are better than them, but it's not about you are better than the hackathon you had in last time. So this is what matters, okay? Yeah, if any questions, feel free to interrupt. For the sake of time, we have one, I just a bit speeding up, but let me know if you have any questions, okay? So, hackathon challenge statement. This is, I cannot really emphasize more than that. Just, I think I mentioned a bit also earlier, having a solid problem statement, not just problem statement for the team you form, that's so much important, yeah? Like, how we are feeling today, like what the problem we are actually excited today to work on, you know, like, this is something should be not really straightforward. It's not like just UI you put simple and bot and call the LLM and code down. Yeah, like, something should be really straightforward. You may not really sure that if you can actually deliver or not during hackathon, but it should be something like, you know, okay, it is still feasible for a day, at least a half part, over the 50% of that I can deliver. And that's where actually the growth will happen. Like, because if it's predictable, probably it's something easy. If you know end-to-end how it's going to play out and the tool and stuff, you're not going to be really challenged. So that's where I would say, go always for the hard stuff. Yeah, like I had the past paper.
What happens to all these hackathon projects after the hackathon?
So, if you ask me, I put everything in GitHub as a public repository. I might come then sometime. So there are two projects I'm excited. One is AI proxy to make easier for hackathon. One is developer relation platform, which actually people asking, I want to help hackathon teams to solve inefficiencies in hackathon. So I might continue these two projects, but others were good learning and it gave you good insight about different set of problems. Let's say last one we worked on dating apps, so there were a lot of things you learn about human community. So you might come or you don't have to maintain everything, but at least you can put it out there, and the people may like it, they might take it as a base, and then build something on top of it. So knowing that somebody is actually benefiting and using the stuff that you worked on hackathon, it's still, I feel like, it still feels good about it. You know, like somebody actually built a company on a hackathon project. Why not? So, but making open source is a good thing. Any questions? Okay. So this is hackathon challenge statement. This is once you go, you form the team, you say, okay, I feel like we should work on this, and somebody else say, and then you keep ideating till you find something that everybody excited. So in the last hackathon, what happened, like, hackathon was till 8 p.m. At 4 p.m. we still couldn't figure out what problem we should work on. So this is, you should take time even if, but you shouldn't work on the stuff that some people excited, some not. You should, we don't have time, let's just work on something. I think it's kind of not really efficient. You should still take your time. And then the tech part was super easy. In 2-3 hours we delivered an amazing product. But we still took the time to really brainstorm ideate. That's where actually your brain kind of throws ideas. Oh my God, you know, like, okay, what should we work on? You know, like that's kind of mentality. I think Jeremy from AGI House said he was trying like to exercise his brain of this, but what he was doing, every day, 10 minutes, he was saying, okay, I'm gonna create 10 ideas. So every day, 10 ideas, and actually Asia House came one of these ideas. He wanted to build a community, and then he continued on that. So this is, if you wanna go exercise, try it, you might like it actually. Just write it down in 10 minutes, 10 ideas. So this is a persona. It's more like if you have a startup, it's the same. I get it from one of the books about hackathons. So be them about them. So let's say you phone whoever has a problem, yeah? Let's say last time we had, I'm gonna give example, pill project. So doctors gave a wrong prescription and one of the actors died from antidotes. Okay? So this is the actual people who are sick, they're having this kind of challenge. Yeah? So now you have to think from their perspective, be them, you empathize. What if I was the one who had that issue? Yeah? So with them is more like, you can actually, in hackathon basically, hard to really, for the lack of the time, go actually talk to people who have the problem. But what we did in the last hackathon in the dating app, we just went, recorded people's voice, and asking them, what do you want, yeah, for doing the matching. So this is kind of observing them, asking them data, and then about them, it's more like, if they say, I love reading a book, and then you ask why you love reading a book, you know, like, understanding as much the persona helps you really build a good hackathon project. It's also in the startup, but it's just overlapping concept. Yeah, like, here is my persona. Let's say you can say they are 30 years old, they go to school, or you know, they work in big tech or whatever, and this is your persona. Understanding that persona helps. So this is from cycling example. I follow like, because what I was saying, like setting expectation, I was talking about and then increasing the bar. This is more like in sport applies as well. For me, it's about process, performance, outcome. So the process, this is more you are in control. So you can actually come up with a playbook and in hackathon, which I will share my own, so you can create your own process playbook. And then performance, like, let's say, if you are doing 5 things in 10 minutes, can you do 5 things in 2 minutes? Yeah, like, let's say you were bringing up backend in 1 hour it was taking for you, can you do it in 30 minutes next hackathon? And tracking that one helps you. This is also in like you're doing your job in 2 hours, for example, and can you do the same task in 1 hour next time? What you need to do for that performance improvement? Yeah, like, actually sometimes even asking what you shouldn't do. If you get a task, can I not do it next time? What I should do now, not to do it again, the same thing. Yeah, because there are people who are just getting bored of the task. And the outcome, obviously, less in your control. Let's say if you're gonna win hackathon or not, but then that can be other outcomes. Hey, I become a better front-end engineer after hackathon. So you can put some of the outcome goals for yourself, and then if you want to just win, you can also win. Yeah? So this is as example, just giving you an example, process, performance, outcome, objectives. This is how you can track your success from hackathon to hackathon. So if you reflect back. So one of the key challenges in hackathons is about communication, especially if you are meeting the people first time, you are teaming up, team forming, probably today will happen the same. So how you can be effective communicator, right? It's not about my way, own way, it's more like how you can collaborate, collectively make a decision faster and move forward. Sometimes you have to disagree and commit, but still you have to come to some agreement, like more how to get better in negotiation or sharing yourself. Sometimes it's not about the idea, the stuff you say, but it's about how you are communicating it clearly. So what was helping me, just using stars, summarizing key point, using a whiteboard. Our team has a whiteboard that everybody can see it, and then if you have any disagreement, we'll go back to whiteboard and just do another brainstorming. Yeah, like these kind of things. Giving as example also helps. So sometimes you see like people, some students join, you know, it's fine, they don't have experience, so they may not get whatever you say. So you need a bit lower the bar and just spend more time to make sure they understand all the stuff you are actually trying to say. So this is, they're all obviously gonna help you in your job and stuff. Communication is all over the place, it's not just hackathon. But so this is more for the slides. I found it useful because hackathon is not really pitch deck. Some people mix it, like they come up with their startup pitch for the hackathon, which is not. The audience, the judges sitting there, they don't really care about like how much money you'll make with this hackathon project idea. That's what I found. It's easy. And okay, what's the project? Yeah, like anybody want to volunteer? Just as example.
Hackathon project?
Yeah, just give example. Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe scale bridge. Scale bridge, right? Something that probably gonna help bridge your existing skill set to the desired skill sets in the AI workplace.
Skill care, you mean?
Skill set.
Skill set.
Scale bridge.
Okay. And what's one liner? What's the problem?
Right. With generative AI, a lot of white-collar workers worry about their job security. So they can actually go to the place, put in their experience, upload their CV, and probably the tool's gonna provide some recommendations of the courses or skill uplifting, programs that they can sign up to.
So you mean more like you have your resume, you put the platform, give you recommendation?
Right.
Okay. Basically for job seekers.
Right.
Okay, that's a perfect example, yeah? So I will just take it from here, thanks so much. So let's say in beta, there are lots of layers happening. I'm actually on the interviewer side. What's happening, you get a lot of resumes. So are you gonna go one by one, just look at and find the right thing, yeah? Probably it's hard. So what you need to do, then you need a different strategy for that. This is your persona who is looking actually for a job, yeah? And then you can say motivation, hey, I get laid off, or my friend, or the close friend get laid off, and they're having a hard time to find a job. I'm sure there are a lot of people on the audience that will be able to relate to that their own experience, yeah? So this is my motivation, yeah? Like, I have a friend who get laid off, they're having a hard time to find a job, so I want to solve their problem, This is super amazing motivation. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a project which is probably very abstract. My project is AI explainability. So I love to do a hackathon on that one these days, but it's something that, I think about and I work on.
Okay. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So now, just sticking to that, like the problem is for one job opening, there are few job openings, and for every job opening, there are thousands of resumes applied. Yeah. So this is a problem. It's made it harder, challenging for the people actually apply the job and get the job. Yeah. This is the problem. How big is the problem? You can go show some statistics. Yeah. In US, in the last 6 months, 1 year, there was so many job openings, there was so many people are actually looking for a job. Yeah, like, this is super easy. You just make it clear, you back up with the research, and that should be the how big is the problem. And then solution, you can say, hey, using AI, we're gonna parse it, link in the resume, and we will give them recommendation to improve actually their chances to actually pass the screening phase. You can just be as precise as like that. And then you can talk about architecture, more technical side of things, and then team who worked on the problem, and then link to your GitHub and stuff. So I guess, any question, like everybody get it? So yeah, you have usually 3 minutes, depending on hackathon. Sometimes like if it's 2-day hackathon, you have 2 judges. Like first you have to pass the screen and then the final judges happening, but usually 3 minutes is max you have demo plus presentation. So this is more than enough to really go through, here's the project you worked on, here's motivation, here's problem solution, and so on, okay? Craft clear and easy concept. So you should make sure in audience, majority of the people understand from one line of your project, okay? it shouldn't be, hey, in healthcare, XYZ, because yes, it's good, but then if you talk about a lot about technology, a lot of people gonna be lose you. So you can still work on whatever project you want, but you have to keep it out of this buzz and out of this terminology and make it super clear. Okay? So communication tool, this is usual work. So this is slides also in Figma. Figma has a slides beta feature, so if you haven't used, I definitely think it's a beautiful design. I switched from Canva and Google Slides, so I found it useful, but then it's up to you, yeah, whatever works for me. The code obviously will go GitHub, and then WhatsApp we use usually for the communication because there are not really much going on, and then we just delete the group after, but it's good during hackathon to work, so at least that's what works for me. So this is the stages I usually follow. So stage 0, make sure everybody's in WhatsApp, everybody has access to GitHub, everybody has access to Figma slides or whatever. This is a logistics step 0. And then you have 4 steps, like think about it, ideate about the problem, persona, which I mentioned earlier. Then go find the whiteboard, do the design, a bit more like I will talk about it, and then go execute and present, okay? This is super simple. So every step you need to ask a few questions. What's ask for expectation? You can start with the general questions. Who has a problem? Are we excited about the problem? What are ways to solve it? So you ask general questions, and then you start from here, and then you will ideate, and you will have kind of some idea what you want to work on. Then you go to design phase, which is, you might not know, but what helps me, I focus on 2 things. What are the sponsors? Because technically you have to use all these sponsors. What are the data you're going to use? So data can be synthetic, data can be public, data can be private. What I mentioned, we just went, recorded people's voice, we just collected data, we generated data. It could be asking OpenAI to generate your data set, or Hugging Face, you can go and pull the public data set. Okay, works depending on the problem. And once you have that one, you can have high-level first draft architecture, like how things gonna workflow, and then make sure at least somebody end-to-end commit a use case. So usually, to make it more asynchronous, it is better everybody put it behind the API to make it easier for integration. You don't have time to go as a person's code and understand all stuff. So usually, majority of hackathons in the backend use a Python, and my preference is, hey, can you make it as API, best API? Can you give me example? Hey, here's the request, here's the response I should get. I will call this endpoint, here's the request, here's the response I will get. Just put it in a README so that if you're gonna go cross service to service integration, we won't spend time to debug each other's code, okay? So this is a key part. And then once you have ownership, so you can switch on the way, but at least have kind of initial ownership. And once this is set, move to execution. So this is the hackathon Steven organizing. That was the highest one I won. We won 6.5K for 6 people. It wasn't too bad for 2 days. So I never really had goal to make money from hackathon, but I could see there is a way to make money from hackathon, even if I don't really care, because I feel like I go for experience. I don't want to really stress for every hackathon for the money, because it's also weekend. But there is actually a way to make it. So I think execution is a game. You have to have full ownership, but sometimes you see some of the team members, they are lucky. You have to have multi-strategy to cover them, because it's not like the part of the product doesn't work, you can demo, yeah? I think you have to have a strategy. Even some of the team members cannot deliver what they say, maybe they stuck or whatever, you still have something demo. So that's why having end-to-end working base functionality of the app is a good idea. Bare minimum that you know that no matter what, you can still deliver that one. If the time pushes, let everybody work on that piece. At least have a base stuff, and then you can polish it later. Or you can mention, hey, we didn't get time, we had a 2 UI, we didn't get time to write them up. Everybody will understand it's Monday hackathon, it's fine. So, but at least have something demo. If you go just show the presentation, it's not for hackathon, yeah? It's something else, different event format, maybe it's a pitch event or something, but hackathon, you have to show the code. So at least that's what I expect from myself, yeah? Can I still have something demo? So sometimes like people stuck on the problem and be shy, go to ask for help, but there are actually, if they're sponsors, there are people actually there who has more expertise. Don't waste time to go through the documentation and try, just go ask for help. I am surprised that so many times people are actually only doing it. Let's say in one of the hackathons that we won the second place, I went to the model guy, like he didn't even have that experience, like, but he figured out together and it was more productive than me figuring it out. So it was so much efficient. Probably if we take one as a couple hours, I don't know even if I would be able to do it. But just go ask for help. So. And this is a presentation. Like make clear, so every hackathon has a different thing, but usually what they ask for presentation and something to demo, and make sure that you understand, okay, how much time you have. Usually, ideally, if you get time, I would say exercise before going to present, because you can work on a lot of stuff, but if you can't actually do a good presentation, sorry, but you will have lower chances to win. This is all about presentation. Nobody can go through your bank account. You should have a good demoable presentation. It's fine, you will learn a lot probably. If you don't care about the winning like me, it's fine. I don't really bother, okay. If you didn't get time to practice, it's fine. But if you really want to at least show some of the hard stuff you worked on, I would recommend you do kind of more presentation. Who's gonna talk about what part and what gonna be the switching. Okay, so for the sake of time, I don't think I will get much too technical, so I will wrap it up. So here is the reference architecture. I just put you make sure you have a data, you do the processing, and then you use vector DBs, and you have the application and LLM and so forth. So yeah.
This is going to be in the book. This is going to be in the book.
Yeah, we will have more better version in the book. So.
We have a book coming.
So this is some of the, I just did early thing there, like some of the tools I used in the past, there are more tools are out there to use. So hackathon helped me every time work on 3, 4, 5 of them and put together. So that's why I mentioned, like, if you go to hackathon, just work on the new tools, new sponsors out there, because the good news, you can always go talk to them. You know, like that's not about pleasing these sponsors, but having some level of good experience with this tooling. So I think I found in my GitHub is 15, 16 of projects, so you can go check out some of that. I will hopefully will find the time and polish them. I will need to wrap up. Actually, there was a technical part I didn't get time probably for another day. Sorry about that. Or I might put some time online for some of the AI or infra side of things. So feel free to add me in LinkedIn or whatever. Yeah, I will say if everybody is joined, I'm gonna put in the group the challenge statements, and I will, I guess, pass to you. AJ. Like I know Faye she's here, so I would like to. So she went to hackathon. She has also good stuff to talk about hackathon, like how in 1 month she was able to, without coding experience, to win the hackathon. I think that's really amazing. It should be good complementary to what I just told you.
So I just want to tell everybody that we are writing a book. It's called Hackathon Nation 2.0. And almost all of the stuff is going to be in there. Actually, I do have a draft, but anyway, so Sako is writing it, Lulu and myself, a couple other people. So if you want, please make sure that we have your email so you can download the copy. It's going to be a couple months.
Awesome. That being said, I will wrap up my talk. Hopefully you found it useful. Thanks so much.